Hey, Monica, thank you so much for being here today. We're so grateful that we get to interview you. I would love if you could introduce yourself.
Well, thanks, Courtney. Well, my name is Monica, as you said, and I am an author and a fellow podcaster. And I actually live in the great state of Idaho. I am way up in the mountains where we have deer just prancing through our yard at any time of the day or night. We don't have Walmarts or anything like that. It's just we are literally up in the mountains. So we get those alerts of everybody stay inside. We've got a loose cougar out on the streets. And I'm a mom. I have two boys, both grown. Matter of fact, my oldest just got married last weekend. And so I'm excited to see the adventures of all that and becoming a grandma for once.
Amazing. I would love if you could tell us about your book.
Well, my book is called Captured by His Heart, and it's really a poetry book. And when I started getting into it, it was kind of like, oh my gosh, who reads poetry these days? I didn't know the audience in that aspect. I was like, I can look at poetry and go, probably way back when I was a kid, that poetry would be in. But these poems came over the 4 year course of time, and I would write midnight, 2 o'clock in the morning or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I would just hear these poems in my heart, and I would write them down, didn't know what they meant, and just throw them in my desk. And after about 5 years, I had that urging to go, it's time to put this together and put it out there. And I was absolutely afraid to do it. And the poems, they really try to answer that question of everybody. Maybe your audience has been there where you're just kind of going, what's my purpose here? What is life all about? Is there really a God? And who is he? And so my poems kind of answered those questions, and it answered them for me. And that's how I was able to have healing in my life over different things that I've gone through in life, and answer those questions of maybe, what am I supposed to do here in life? Why am I, those type of questions.
Love that. What inspired you to write your book?
I would actually have to give credit to God over it, because of the fact of, I was really in a place, I'm prior military, and so I was really in a place where I put up walls all around me, and in those walls, I didn't allow anybody in, whether it was family, friends, just the general public. And so when these poems came to me, I had to actually sit down and go, wow, I had a broken heart. I didn't know what to do. And these poems actually help heal me. And so on my cover, you'll see a woman that is pushing her broken heart up to the hand that represents God, and saying, here's my broken heart, heal it. And so that inspired me to go, you know what? I've seen healing in my life of going, I need to let go. I need to know that not everybody is bad. I went through different bad experiences in my life, like we all do, but here's how I healed. And so I wanted to allow everybody else to heal over that, or to maybe answer those questions of going, is there really a God? And so that was my purpose and an inspiration to release it, because I got that healing. I got those questions answered through the book.
Love that. When you were writing your book, who were you thinking of when it comes to who your book is for?
I think with that one, it really it goes back to why I released it, and realizing that the audience that will read these would hopefully be those that are poetry readers, at the same time, for everyday people that are just hurting. and because it really impacted me because I was hurting so much. I've lost people in the military where I went to war, and so I've lost them. And so I had a broken heart. So it's for those vets that maybe they need some healing. And so it's thinking of different people throughout life that you're like, wow, this is really for those that have really been hurt in life, even in relationships. We've all been hurt in relationships, and it's a way to heal.
Amazing. How long have you been writing and what made you really sit down and start?
Well, these came about for about 4 or 5 years, and I just really heard the poetry in my heart. I heard these. I would wake up 2 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, "Wait, what?" Hurry and grab pen and paper and write them down. And so it really wasn't what drew me to write. I heard them in my heart. And you're like, well, who put them there? I believe today that God put those in my heart because they couldn't have come from anywhere. I've tried to sit down, Courtney, and write a poem. You could not pay me to write a poem myself because I've tried to do it, and it didn't come out right. And so I know that God put them in my heart and I was able to write them and just go with it like that.
Love that. What is your schedule like when you are writing a book?
You know, I've had to with podcasting and this book out and family. I really have to sit down and write either first thing in the morning and because it's quiet, or sometimes when everybody goes to bed, that's when that owl nature comes out. You're the night owl, and you have to be able to sit down and do it. It's really those quiet times that I find to best write to get my thoughts out.
Love that. What do you need in your writing space to help you stay focused?
I think it is it is the quiet times for me because I'm actually working on another book and so it's really finding the quiet spaces for me. And sometimes just to have, what we call now elevator music, it just kind of helps me focus and to be quiet, to center myself and be quiet.
Love that. What is your favorite writing snack and drink?
Oh wow. My my ultimate favorite snack, and I don't do this often because we always have to work on our girl figure, right? And so my favorite snack is I absolutely love kettle corn, and I love a Sprite, and I love sitting there and writing. And next thing you know, I turn around, I'm like, my box is gone, or I want to go to the store and go grab more. So I try not to do that a whole lot. Now I just do apples and peanut butter.
Love it. What type of books do you personally enjoy reading?
Oh, wow. So this is a great question with podcasting, and I have a lot of guests that come on my show. So I get a lot of them that send me their book to read. And so I'm finding that I really love the drama type stories. And I love the fact that I've begun to have a liking for authors. You get a lot of authors that will come in and they wow you in their intellect, and some people really like to dig into that of, wow, how does he think of that? Or where is he going with all that knee deep stuff? But I'm learning to really appreciate those authors that talk to you just like you and I are in their book. And I absolutely love it. I don't have a lot of time to read books. I love Audible. And so listening to a book is just amazing and easy for me because I can continue to do life and listen to them. But I love those authors that will talk to you in their book as if your reader is right in front of you.
Love that. Are there any books or authors that inspired you to become a writer?
There's a gal I've even had on my show. Her name is Dr. Lisa Dorsey, and she's a Christian author and a speaker, and she's got PhDs in different areas that I can't even, I'm like, oh my gosh, girl, you have really gone far in her career. And her genre is a Christian drama. And she's actually working on a trilogy in her story, and it's called Petra. And she takes different different characters that even represent her in her own life, and she put them together and created an amazing, amazing love story slash drama. And she has now become one of my favorite authors.
Love that. What books did you grow up reading? Did you have an all-time favorite?
Oh wow, I love this question because I am in my 50s, and so I actually still love The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe series. That's my all-time favorite. I can relate to it and just the spiritual impact of it. I understand. I love the old movie. I've seen the newer versions, all of that. So I actually love that series.
Love that. On the other side of that, now as an adult, what are your favorite series or authors that if they come out with something, you automatically grab it?
Ooh, I could actually still stick with my Dr. Lisa Dorsey as my favorite author. As far as books, I also really favor. Have you ever heard of this series, Girls with Swords? And oh my gosh, it comes by an amazing, amazing author, and she's written several other books. And each time she comes out with one, I absolutely can't hold back and grab her book. And it's Lisa Bevere. And she's got amazing, amazing books that really challenge women in their walk with God, that really challenge women in how to be the best mom, wife. And her husband even talks to the men. Her son talks to the guys. And so every time she comes out with a book, I've got to grab it.
Love that. What would you tell someone just starting out with reading again?
You know, uh, find something that isn't like majorly thick. You don't want to grab that book that's got 80 chapters. Start small. Find out if you like movies and the drama in it or the sci-fi things in it, go grab something that you like in a movie. Even if you have to go grab a book, if you've watched the Star Wars series, go grab the Star Wars book. Start out there, something that you enjoy, and then you'll pan out to go, okay, now let me try this. So with something small first. Grab something you like.
Love that. On the other side of that, what would you tell someone just starting to write their own book?
You know, I was told one time when I was in the Kingdom Writers Association, it's a Christian business that helps beginner authors to write. And they had told me, just write. Don't worry about, well, the commas, the correct wording. That's where your editor can come in. Just write and don't worry about it. You can fix all of the mishaps, the mistakes, the rewording, the better wording. You can fix all that later. Just get it down on paper.
Love that. What's one thing that people are generally surprised to find out about you?
I actually hate spiders. Yeah, yeah. So being a veteran and being overseas in Iraq, I'm sure your audience has heard telltale stories of camel spiders. And so that I would see the guys grab spiders, throw them in MRE, which is meals ready to eat. We could put them in our pocket and we could still go do a mission. Everything was dehydrated. And so they would grab the cases of those, capture the spiders and put them in there and let them fight when we were bored. And those things were huge. They are huge. They're ugly. I mean, they're not as ginormous as everybody makes them out to be. But ever since then, I cannot stand spiders. If it's in my house, it gets smashed to smithereens. I mean, there's nothing left. And my husband's like, babe, all you have to do is pick it up and put it outside. I'm like, nope, nope, nope. Yeah, I cannot stand spiders, but it's so weird. I'll pick up a snake.
Oh, love it.
Crazy, right? Crazy.
Is there anything you would like to say or add?
I just really appreciate you taking the time to interview me and allowing me to share my book to your audience who, yeah, I'm sure they're just wise, intelligent, and have, because readers, readers know. Readers, to take in the information of their favorite authors or to invest in a new author is an amazing, amazing. And readers, they actually are very intelligent. So I just want to say thank you for giving me the time to be able to share my book with your audience.
You're welcome. I would love if you could tell us the best place for readers to find your book. I know some readers love signed copies. Is that an option? And the best place to connect with you?
Yes, if you want a signed copy, you can email me. This my work podcast email is warriorsofgod70 at gmail.com. If you email me, I will sign you a book and I will mail it to you at my cost. And you can find my podcast all over. We are on Audible, we're on Spotify, everywhere you listen to your favorite podcast. We are also on YouTube and Rumble, and you could find the book on Amazon. It is on an ebook and as a paperback, and it's on Google and Barnes and Noble. And we are right now trying to get it on Apple Play right now. So we are gradually just branching out bigger and bigger as we grow.
Love that. Well, thank you so, so much for being here today. We're so grateful that we got to interview you. I'll be sure to drop those links in the show notes. That way everyone can find you. And again, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, Courtney.